Trucking. Thanks for being here. Like and subscribe. Tell a friend. We appreciate you. Well, it's kind of as usual, it seems, around here. It's a stormy, inclement day, but we're working on putting some new fuel tanks on the International. I wanted to show you guys what we're doing. Bring you in with us. We got a couple Peterbilt tanks. We got to get this Mack granite tank off of there. We were just using it to get the truck running. We got these Peterbilt tanks here with the bottom feed. So we're working on getting the fittings, the valve, everything we need. We got them cleaned out pretty good and get them put on. So here's the other tank for the passenger side. But it's been another week. We've been making progress, guys. We've been getting all kinds of things in primer for that cruise liner. Oh, that's such a beautiful truck. Check that out. Wow, it's going to look good with the new tanks on it. We're putting a 150 on the passenger and the 100 on the driver's side, so we can put a step on that driver's side. So wanted to bring you guys in. Here, check out what we're doing with the cruise liner. Want you guys to see this now. I know it kind of don't look much different, but there's that cab bracket. That's all primed, ready to put together. We got fuel tank brackets right here, right there. We got the cross member all primed. There's the cab mount again. Pieces to it. There's that same engine mount, but we're going to be mounting some stuff to the truck today. I'm going to buy bolts, and we're going to put the engine mounts on and that hoop on first. And I'll set up a camera so you guys can watch. Thanks, guys. Alright, you guys, we're getting somewhere. We're trying to work through these parts. I want to show you where we're at. Okay, we put the engine mounts back in. You can see the crossover bar going across. That looks good. That all lined up perfect. I'm really happy about that, guys. Okay, the next thing we've been working on is this exhaust bracket. Got that all put back together, new bolts, and that's of course mounting our hydraulic pump for the cab. So we're going to get a few more of these things on, and then we can put the hydraulic lines on and capture that cab and be able to raise it up and down again. But we're working in that direction. Alright, you guys, we got the first fuel tank bracket clamped in place right there. Just doing some measuring, making sure I like it, making sure it's square. I'm going to have to replicate this on the other side, but that's not very hard. And after we mount the bracket on the other side, then we're actually going to mount, start working on the cab mounts. Them are these right here. Those mount the air ride. So I got to put them on next. And then the exhaust stand. Look how nice that turned out too with the pump on it. Pretty happy with that. All my repairs. Structurally sound. New bolts. It's ready to put back on the truck. So we're getting there. Okay, everybody, here we are. Welcome back. Well, we're at that point. I gotta start attaching some things, getting them out of my way, getting them on the truck. So I figure you guys might want to watch. I got my transfer punch, my 1/2-inch transfer punch. I got this clamped in place. We're gonna put some holes in this frame after we transfer these marks. You guys might want to watch me do it. Got to get it nice and straight. You hit it once. Nice and straight. And of course, where I clamped it, I'm blocking this one with my clamps. I'm going to have to do that one last. Because once I move this, it's going to be completely moved. Not much I can do. But when I put a bolt or two in, then I'll just punch it then. Alright. right? Good marks. It's not there, but that's easy. It'll die and batteries will die as soon as we start here, but let's give it a try. Okay, we got a nice center punch right there. Set your drill in that center punch. And put your safety glasses on. Through the little hole. Now we're going to open it up to 5/16. Then we're going to do 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to set a time lapse. Of course, my drill's going to not want to drive, but drive this time. That battery died. Let's go get a battery. Not that hard. There's our 5/16 hole, but I don't know, this is going kind of slow. We might be getting the mag drill out, setting that up. Let's open this up. Here's my 1/2 inch reamer. It's a tapered reamer. You run them in oil. And they last a long time, but you gotta run them in oil. And they cut pretty fast. The only problem is they do get everything kind of oily, which is not my favorite thing because I still got a lot of painting to do here, so I don't know. The other one runs in oil too, though. See, oil it up. There you go. That's a 1/2 inch hole. I have a 5/8 reamer too. If I wanted to go to 5/8, you can just step that right up. It's not real hard, but as you can see, I got some drilling to do, some decisions to make, whether I'm going to use that mag drill. So I'm going to put you guys on time lapse and let you watch. Thanks for sticking with me. Okay, and we're off to the races. I have already installed the engine mounts in that hoop. I didn't get any video because the camera didn't work, but now we're on to the fuel tank mounts, and I've marked them out, and my handy dandy mag drill, and we're going to get them mounted and then move on to the rest. After that, cab mounts had to go on and clamp them on, mark them, we're done. Hello, it's Big Paul back at you. How you doing? Hey, I wanted to show you guys a few things. I've kind of made some executive decisions because, well, when you're building a truck, you can look at some things differently. So I want to show you what I found. Do you see these fuel tank straps right here? Boom, one there, one there. They're actually 26 inches apart, and it's kind of fatter on the bottom than the top, and then the other fuel tank, it was actually closer to this side, closer to the front, and then there was a larger gap in the rear, but they're both 26 inches apart. And the reason they did that is they had a cross member to deal with that I don't have to deal with right now in the same exact place. So I'm actually going to make these 32 inches apart. And over here on the frame, I've kind of marked that out. So it's actually going to be, they'll be more towards the ends of the tank. The first one stays in the original spot because of the cab mount and a few other things. And you can see where 26 was. And we're going to go to 32 and put that fuel tank mount there. That way I'll do the same thing on that side and it'll all match. And when I go to put the tanks on, I already measured. The tanks are 38 inches. If you look at that tank right there, it's 38 inches long. So I'm going to put those 32 inches apart. Going to be just fine. That way we don't have the straps, you know, crowded to one side for no reason. So hang tight. Okay, let's put this together. This cab mount's got to be bolted down, mounted. I got all the bolts ready. So let's put this together. Now this is like your solid mount, and then the air ride mount actually mounts to this, and your airbags all sit in here, and your shocks sit here, but it's going to be nice. Put this together, get these bolts in here, if we can. What's the problem? Oh, we got to line it up right. There we go. There we go. Okay. Put more on the other side. Then we got to set the top on here. Hoping my oldest son comes out to help me, so I don't have to wrestle that myself. Pretty heavy piece, the top piece. All right. All right. Just trying to get a lot of this stuff. This cab mount's going to come apart right here. And when I paint the chassis, because there's too many moving parts inside, it'll look like crap if I don't. So we are going to move on to that when we get to that point. But right now I need to be able to bring the cab down and have a secure place to land. So that's all we're trying to do. Get an impact and a wrench. We'll tighten this up. Okay. So, boy, I'm getting excited, guys. Put this cab down and roll this truck out, sweep my floor up and my shop up. And I need to work on my yellow truck for a week. So this truck's going in the storage next door for a week. Then we're going to work on other trucks. But this one's going to be back in 2 weeks. We're going to work on the frame and paint and chassis, get that done. But it's March 1st today, so we're running out of time, guys. Spring's coming. All right. Well, it looks good. Let me show you what we're doing here. Put the bolts in, and then we're going to get the top put on so we can keep making progress. See, those bolts are in. Now this is mounted to the truck. Boy, it looks good. I am so happy. And then my parts table's almost empty. Hey everybody, Big Paul, back at you now. I want to show you where we're at. We made a lot of progress today. Getting pretty excited. Check this out. So now we got the front fuel tank mounts. We got the cab mount. Look at the cab mount. Now I still got to finish assembling that. We got the exhaust stand on the truck. Check that out with our pump. Look at our parts table. Only a few parts left. And here's our top to that air ride right here. And this is my cross member. I'm going to be putting this in today. That's my rear cross member, so I can actually move this truck just so the rails are tied together nice. So check out this side. It really is turning out good. Look at all these bolts we put in the frame and all new hardware. Got the pump, the stand. Looking good. Starting to look back like a truck. So we're going to get the cab down today, get the cross member in, and we're going to pull this truck outside. So we got a lot in store for you guys today. All right, you guys, we're going to put this cab mount on. I got some muscle out here to help me. All right, that's your side. Pick her up. Okay. Turn it over, all the way over. Okay, set that there, and then what we're gonna do, Paul, is these links right here. Actually, gonna have to get a couple more. We're not gonna put the airbags and all that stuff in right now. We go get a couple. Go in that box and get me 4 of those smaller 1/2-inch bolts. And we're gonna need, just 4 bolts and nuts. I think they're right there in front of you. Those are the smallest ones, yeah. Get four of them, and then get 4 nuts. No lock washers. This is just temporary for now. Come over here you can help me. Okay, I'm going to lift this up. I need you to put the bolt from in. And then we're going to... There you go. I might put a nut on there. We're going to do basically all 4 of them. That'll hold it up into a good position. This is like the spot they give you when you have to change airbags. You put it up here. So that way it's relatively safe. All right, everybody, here we are. We're going to try, keyword is try, to install this cross member, which goes between these rear end mounts. There's additional holes that I'll drill after I see how it fits, but it incorporates the bolts for the rear end mounts as well. And those are 5/8 bolts, so they're not going anywhere. So we're going to see how this fits first. Let me show you guys something. Here am I walking in front of the camera. When we took it apart, it had these spacers that were made and put inside the rail here to space this cross member out. But with all the frame changes, and this is a thicker frame, I don't know if I'm going to need, I won't need these, I don't think, because they're going to be too thick. But I might have to make these are like 1/4 inch. I might have to make these an 1/8 inch and remake them and re-drill the holes. And I'm going to make them out of steel. Somebody made these out of aluminum. I don't know why. I already sandblasted these, but they looked horrendous when I took them out. Anyways, hopefully we don't need these. Hopefully with the new frame, it's going to be pretty close, or I can re-drill some of the top holes. I haven't decided. We got to see how it fits. So let's put this together. and have a look-see. Okay, I bought all new bolts like I told you guys, I showed you. And I'm going to be using them, not these. These were just some short ones I had for assembly. But here we are. We got washers now. We got nice bolts that are long enough. Since we're going through 2 thicknesses of metal. Actually 3. The mount, the frame, and the bracket. Let's see how this goes. Looks good. We're going to put this bottom one in, and then we're going to put the crossbar in and see what it looks like. There's, forgot the wash. There's actually still a one more little piece that goes underneath here, but we're not worried about that. This is just for fit. We're going to see if it's going to work. Or what we got to change. We'll figure that out. Might help if I run the impact the right way. Come on, Paul. Try it again. We're going the right way. Jeepers. Okay. Tighten them up. Let's see what it looks like. I can already see our holes for these bottom pieces. They are a little bit off. So, that's a sign. But that's okay. Let's see what this... I think it's facing forward, actually. Yeah, there we go. So let's see what we got here. Well, none of the bolt holes line up. I can tell you that. Unless I did 3 on one side and re-drilled the other. That would put it off-centered, so I don't like that. I have to think about how I want to do this. If I spaced it out a little bit, it would work perfect. Let me get a 1/2-inch bolt. I gotta put a bolt through that. Look at it. Because that whole cross member is assembled with 1/2 inch. Can't get an accurate distance without putting a bolt in it. And then we can actually look at it. All right. Yep, we're definitely going to need some spacers. Huh. I wonder, though, how thick. I think I'm going to put one of these 1/4-inch ones in there. And if that works better, then I know I need an 1/8 on each side. So let's see. Take this back off. And if I gotta make those up, that's gonna take me a little bit of time. Not a lot, but I certainly can't do that in 5 minutes. Oh, boy. See here. All right, that didn't go too bad. All right, let's see what that did. Well, let's see. That looks a little better. My hole is, man, it's pretty close. It's real close. It might need a 1/4 inch on each side. I don't know. I got to measure these rails too. But I'm pretty sure if they're sitting square, front to back, yeah, then they're mounted to these rear ends already. They're not going very far from where they're at. Let's see what we got. Oh man. I don't know. We might need the other one on the other side. Might be perfect. Huh. That's surprising. But that's why we're doing the test, figuring this out. I know somebody probably could measure this. Measure, and come up with an answer. But we just try it. See if it's going to work. If it don't work, try something else. All right, hang tight. All right, let's put this other side together. And, well, let's take it apart first and then put it together. All right. All right. Let's see if we like this. We may or may not. And if those two, what am I doing? Just put the spacer in wrong. Hold on a second. Has to be like this. Yeah, when I took this all apart, you guys, this thing was with that old frame. It was like twisted and the holes were messed up. And this is actually looking not bad. It might be a tad too wide though. But it's not tight either. Let me tighten this thing up. Draw it in. And see what it really is. All right. Those couple of these holes were both were going in diagonal. They were so well. It could have been the rust jacking. Wow. Well, there's a hole down here with the rear end bracket, and then there's a hole up here, and they're actually lining right up. That one did too. So we might get lucky here. Put a bolt in it. See what it looks like. Oh man, I think the other side will bolt together. That's a miracle. Let me get another 1/2 inch bolt. So that's great. That means we're going to be able to, well, pretty much use that cross member as it is. And I got the bolt through. That's amazing. Look, I brought the wrong nut. I think I did. Yeah, that's a 5/8 nut. Alrighty. But there you have it. So that's amazing. That cross member is going to work with the stock, the original spacing it was designed. So I think I'm going to take those that all apart. I'm going to paint those spacers since they look like they're going to work, and put it back together here in just a little bit. I'm going to set you guys time lapse. Let you watch. All right, everybody, check this out. Cross members in. Check it out. Cross members in. The cab mounts in. Cab jacks in. I got the new hoses hooked up. Look at that. Goes through there. Goes to the cylinders on both sides. Goes through there. Now I got this all put together, but I don't have the airbags put in it yet, because we're going to still take that back apart when we paint it. But we're going to bring this cab down. I've did a little bleeding. Let's see what happens. And we can look at the whole wheelbase. All right, let's start cranking. Let me see the best view I can get you guys. Yeah, this looks all right. Get her down. Check it out. All right, you guys, well, we didn't drop the cab. We got the rails changed. Cab's back on. Well, it's still on the truck. Coming down, I think it looks fantastic. Check, there's your fuel tank mounts. Frame, 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 frame. There's our axles. We're going to get this thing outside tomorrow and get some pictures of it. But man, am I excited. I think it looks like $1,000,000, guys. What do you think? Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I'm pretty excited. Look at that. You can see all the way through the front grille. We never did get the grill off yet, but we're getting there. Check that out. I got the rear suspension sitting all the way down now. Man, that turned out great. Those rails look spectacular. My fuel tank mounts are ready, waiting for my new straps. And we'll get those put on, get the tanks put on. Hey, I want to thank you guys for watching. I know this has been a long video, it's a long series, but we are making progress. Get the cross members in here next. Get the other cross member, start hooking up torque arms. There's all kinds of stuff to hook up. Get the drive shaft ordered, work on the engine. But right now we got to pull the yellow truck in. I got to do a little work. I'm putting turbo injectors on the Granite. And I'm I'm going to put a clutch in my V8 truck. So there's a lot of good content to come, guys. Thanks for watching. Big Paul's out.